You guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. So guys, this is my GitHub account, Hare Krishna Cherukku 866. So we have a repository called AWS DevOps material, guys. So so in this AWS material, you guys can see all the materials. So what we are discussing in the class. So I upload all these material in this repository, guys. Okay. So I'm sending this material. I pasted in the WhatsApp chat, guys, in the 58 batch. You guys can fork it. Something like, right, how to fork it. This is the fork. So you guys can fork it automatically. So add it to your local repository. So you guys can use this repository. So what I am teaching, right, all these materials I uploaded here. Something like, so this is AWS or AWS PPT. So what I am showing you, right? So this is the PPT and the material is AWS material. So this is the AWS material and the Linux. Yeah, this is the Linux material, guys. Okay. Yeah, I will tell you whenever I started a material, right? I uploaded here. So you guys can download it from here and you guys can use it. Okay.
O-
Yep, guys. This is my entire AWS DevOps material, guys. Okay.
Okay.
You guys can fork it whenever you see, right? Whenever you log into this, you fork it or something like you can click this material, right? It will. So if you don't have a GitHub account, you guys can download it from here also. Okay. Thanks, guys. So what we are discussing here, yeah, what we discussed in yesterday's class, guys. Guys, what we discussed in the yesterday's class. So we discussed about the what is a website, a real-time environment, right? So we discussed it. Yeah. So we discussed about the uh, what is a data center, what is a website, real-time environments we discussed. So flavors of we discussed all these things, right? What is a data center, right? So today we'll discuss about the physical virtualization and how to install virtualization software on our Windows machine, how to install Linux on virtualization software. Okay. So mostly we'll discuss these four today. Okay. So what is that, guys? Yeah. What is a physical server and what is a virtualization? What is this? What is a virtualization? So we'll discuss today. So what is a physical server, guys? You know what is a physical server, right? You know what is a physical server? So physical and virtual. What this is, guys? This is a physical server. So this is the physical server. So where you deployed this server? You deployed this server in the data center. What is this, guys? What this is? So what this is called it as a data center on premise. What is this, guys? On premise. environment. So the data center or a on-premise environment. What they are providing is what data center is providing. Guys, what data center is providing? So data center is providing the IaaS. What data center provide? On-premise provides IaaS. What is IaaS? IaaS is nothing but a infrastructure infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a what is that, guys? So infrastructure as a service. So data center or on-premise provides IaaS. What is IaaS, guys? Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure. So what data centers is provide? Infrastructure as a service. They are providing the infrastructure. Okay. Yeah. What this is a physical server. What this is? What this is? This is a physical server. Okay. What this server is? This server is a Dell Power H R710 model. What this is, guys? This is a Dell PowerEdge R710. How you are interacting with this hardware, guys? How you are interacting with this hardware, guys? So this is the hardware. So this is the hardware. How you are interacting?
Through
Yeah, guys. So this is a physical server. How you can interact with this server, guys? Hardware knows only binary language. So, but right, you knows only English language. Definitely, what we need if you want to interact this hardware, what we need, guys?
OS.
Yes, very good. So what we need? A OS. Which OS we installed, guys? So what we are learning in this course? Which OS, guys? CentOS 9. Right. So we installed the CentOS 9 and we installed the server, a web server, Tomcat Java, and we deployed the application. We deployed the application code and the end user is using. So right, so for buying the software, for buying this physical server, 5 lakhs. Dell PowerEdge, if you want to buy this server, right, we need a 5 lakhs to purchase this server. Then, so if you want to keep this server in the data center, what are the data centers for example? So what are the data centers, guys? Data centers name? CTRLS, Control S or NetMagic. Okay, so NetMagic controllers, we have number of data centers, few of them are. So these are the data centers. So in these data centers, so you deployed the server. So if you want to keep this server in the controllers or NetMagic data center, they are also taking the charges, right? So for example, 5 lakhs per year, 5 lakhs. So right, we need to pay 10 lakhs per server. You are deploying your application, right? So you're deploying your application and this this server u limit. What is this server u limit, guys? U limit is nothing but a user limit. So what is the u limit of this server? So u limit is nothing but a u limit or user limit. User limit means how many people can connect this server. So for example, 20,000 people can connect at a time. So you can apply. So you can access this website 20,000 people, right? So what the server? The same server. This is a production environment. What this is, guys? Production ENV, production environment. Yeah. So production environment, 20,000 people are accessing this website. Now we are getting the revenue, right? Revenue and the business. So this is also a physical server. This is also a physical server. Guys, so this is also a physical server. Yeah, for example, guys. So this is also a physical server. What this is? This is also a what this is? This is also a Dell PowerEdge server. Okay. This is also a Dell PowerEdge server, and this is a development ENV. What is this, guys? This is a development environment. The development environment and the U limit. This is also same number. So the U limit is 20,000 people. So we can connect these 20,000 people at a time, and we can access this server. So this is also a physical server, right? So but the development server, how many people can connect to the development server, guys? I think Bhushan knows, right? Bhushan, you there? Bhushan, you there? Huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, how many people are there in the development, every environment?
yeah. All team members and all developers can have access for that.
Yes, very good. So three or four members are, so hardly 10 members are there. So 10 members. So the resources, right? The resources of this physical server, something like, so resources means resources like configurations, a CPU and memory. Memory is nothing but a ROM, CPU and memory. So CPU is something like a 20 core CPU. Memory is 128 GB RAM and HDD. Hard disk is how many GB? Hard disk is 2 TB. So hard disk is 2 TB. So for the So for the physical server, we have the resources like 20 GB, so 128 20 CPU memory, 128 GB RAM, and 2 TB hard disk. Yeah, so we needed 128 GB hard disk because of 20,000 people are accessing at a time. But in here, so in the development environment, how many people? Hardly below 10 people are using this server. And so we are paying here for this development environments also 10 lakhs per year. Right, 10 lakhs. So do we need this much resources of or this much resources of a physical server? Do you need for the development environment, guys? Do we need? No, we don't need, right? So we don't need for the development and QA environment. So we don't need. So for the QA and development environment. So what we can do, a big innovative thoughts came into the picture. So from physical to virtualization. So what is that? So a virtualization, what is a virtualization software? So you can install the a virtualization software. What is a virtualization? So virtualization is nothing but a bare metal software. What is that? So virtualization is a bare metal software, right? So virtualization came into the picture. A big innovator thought comes into the picture, and 90% of reduces the cost from physical to physical to virtualization. So physical to virtualization, right? So what we need, so definitely, so if we want to connect with this hardware, definitely we need a virtualize, we need a software, right? So we need a OS. So Linux OS is installed, and on top of what we need, if we use the virtualization software, so if you use the virtualization software, and so we can we can install the number of OSs based on the we can install the number of OSs based on the virtualization. We can install the number of OSs based on the virtualization. So what is that virtualization? Virtualization software. What is a virtualization software? So virtualization software is virtualization. Okay. So the virtualization software is nothing but what they created a software, and if you install the software on the hardware, it will be releases the resources, and we can install the number of OSs based on our resources. So what is a virtualization software? What is that virtualization software? So something like VMware company and Oracle Virtual Machine OVM. Oracle Virtual Machine, Oracle company and VMware company created a virtualization software. That software included the Linux OS and the OS and their software. If you install the software, virtualization software, either OVM or virtualization, you can install the number of OSs based on the resources. So, for example, if you want to install the right here, we can install the CentOS 9, or we can install the Red Hat 9, right? Red Hat 9, or we can install the Windows Server, Windows Server 2019, or we can install the Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu, or we can install the Oracle Linux. So right. So if you install the OVM Oracle virtualization software on this server, so it will freely available the resources, and we can install the number of OSs based on our CPU RAM. So what we call it as here, we call it as a VM. VM is nothing but a virtual machine. What we call it as? We call it as a VM. So VM is nothing but a virtual machine. Guys understood? So VM is nothing but a virtual machine. I will show you that. You see? So this is the virtualization. So in the virtualization, so here, so this is the host OS, and in the host OS, if you hypervisor, this is the Linux, and hypervisor is the OVM or a VMware. Then you can install the guest OSs. This is the Linux, CentOS 9, or something like a Red Hat or Windows. On top of that, you can install the softwares, and you can deploy the application. So what are the advantages? Multiple OS in the same mission, easy to maintenance and recovery, lower lower total cost of the ownership. So lower total cost of the ownership. Guys, now you understood what is the virtualization? Guys, understood? So for example, the development environment and QA environment. So we don't need this much amount of the resources for the development and QA because of less people are connecting to this server. So we don't need this much resources. Then we install the virtualization, and we can install the number of OSs, and we can deploy our application. So and we can test it. So development environment and QA environment, non-production environment will not connect to the end user. So only production environment will connect to the end user, right? So that's the reason for the for the development and non-production environment, we don't need to spend 10 lakhs for the this environment, right? It will be a cost reduction. For the cost reduction purpose, so we can use the virtualization software, and we can install the number of virtual machines. We can install the number of virtual machines. Guys, understood? Guys, understood? Guys, understood, right? Mahesh, Raghu,
Yes, sir.
Hemant.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. So now you understood what is virtualization? Yeah. So what we can do, so we can install the, so what this is? This is our Windows machine. Which machine this is? This is our Windows machine, Windows 11 or Windows 12. So you already installed the Windows OS. So what you can do, we can install the virtualization software. So what is that? The virtualization software is OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine on your laptop. Oracle, Oracle Virtual Machine on your laptop, right? OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine. So Oracle company also provide the Oracle Virtual Machine. Then you can install the CentOS. What is this? The CentOS VM on your in this machine. CentOS 9 we can install on this machine. So which OS, guys? So CentOS 9 is installed on this machine. Yes, understood? Yeah. What is Oracle Virtual Machine? I will show you. Yeah, this is the Oracle Virtual Box I installed in my local machine. Then I installed the CentOS 9. I installed the CentOS 9 on my local machine. On my local machine. Yes, understood? Yeah, what you can do based on the resources. What is that? So based on the resources, you can install number of OSs. So you can install number of OSs. I have a 16 GB of a RAM. So I used 4 GB for the Windows. So 4 GB for the Windows, and I have a 12 GB. And so for if you want to install this one, right? We don't need much resources. So how much we need? I will tell you. The resources CPU, one core CPU is enough, and the RAM 2 GB is enough, and HDD hard disk is 20 GB is enough. So 20 GB is enough. Based on this, so we can install the number of OSs. So here, how much 20 CPU? We can run the 20 in virtual machine. So memory 128 GB. So every OS we can every VM we can take something like a 10 GB, 12 GB. It will 128 GB. And every hard disk, every server we need to take 20 GB. So it will be 2 TB, 10, 20 into 10, 2 TB. Okay. Based on the RAM, CPU, and the hard disk size, you can install the number of virtual machines. What these are? These are the virtual machines. Yes, understood? So this is also a virtual machine. This is also. So we install the 3 virtual machines on your, and so you guys can work on this. So for example, this is the data center. So same like as a data center. So from now onwards, so what you can think, what this is? So this is your Windows machine is a look like a data center. Okay, data center. So this looks like a data center. So how you can connect from this? This is data center is where the data centers are available. So something like Chennai or Mumbai or Hyderabad, Hyderabad or something like, right. So we will use this. Now you understood what is a virtualization and what is a virtualization and what is a physical and virtualization, and what is the difference between physical and virtualization. Okay, now you understood. So how to install the virtualization software on your Windows machine, and how to install the Linux OS on your Windows machine. So right, I will show you. So this part. So what we need? So we need a software download. So what is that? So the first one is Oracle Virtual Machine software, and Second one is Visual Studio Code, C++, Visual Studio, C++. 2019 software is dependency for the Oracle VirtualBox. So what is the third one? We need to download the CentOS 9 ISO image install install CentOS 9 on your VirtualBox. Okay, guys. So what are the softwares we need? So these are the softwares we need to install the CentOS 7 on your virtual box. CentOS 9, sir. CentOS 9 is on your box. Guys, understood? So now you understood the what is a virtualization, what is a physical server, what is a virtualization, what is the difference between physical and virtualization, right? So the virtualization we can use it in the production environment. They are using the physical and physical servers. So because of the more people are connecting to the set server, and that dev environment, QA environment, production pre-prod, UAT, pilot, staging, SAT, all these and integration environment, staging environment, all these environments will be using virtualization virtualization server because of the less people are using that the environment. The less people are using on the environment, right? Yeah, yeah. So this is the OS we installed. So root Red Hat root. Yeah, I connected this server through T. What is this? Restart root Red Hat. Unit 0 is the shutdown. You see, when you execute the command, right, it is applies on here. I will show you what is put in. What is this? Yeah, powered up this, right? I want to remove from. So, guys, remove, delete all files. Yes, so it is deleted. Okay. So, how you can install the softwares in the Windows machine, guys? So, go to Control Panel, then Programs and Features. So, you see, so what is that? Visual Studio C++ 2019 is installed and the Oracle VirtualBox also installed. So right, I want to uninstall. How you can uninstall the packages in the Windows, guys? The same like way. So first I'm uninstalling this. Okay, for you, you can directly install, guys. But so if in future, if you want to uninstall these packages, you can go to the control panel, programs and features. So then you can uninstall the OS. Yes. Yes. Meanwhile, so what are the softwares do we need to Oracle VirtualBox? Oracle VirtualBox download. So there is a official website www.oraclebox.com. So you can go to the here and click here download. It will redirect to the this image this page. So here we have a Windows host, Mac, Linux, Solaris. So for you Windows, right? You guys can copy link address. It's closed, right? Yeah, so this is the one for Windows. Copy link address. Download the softwares. What is this, guys? So one is for OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine. So this is the virtual box. And the second one is VS Visual Studio C++ 2019 software. This is the dependency for the Oracle VirtualBox. And the third one is download CentOS 9 ISO image to install the OS on OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine. Okay. What this is done now, gathering information. Okay. Next. So what we need, we need a uh, Visual Studio C++ 2019. So latest supported. Yeah, ARM 64. Yeah, this is the x86 and x86 64-bit. This is the 64-bit. Okay, so copy this one. What is the next one, guys? So next one is CentOS, CentOS 9 ISO download. So this is the official website www.centos.org. So in here, so this is the 10 and this is the 9. So what is this? This is the 9. This is the mirrors. Click here the mirrors. Here you see. So CentOS. So this is the mirror one, guys. Copy link address. Okay, and paste it here. So what is this? This is the CentOS 9 DVD. So it is a 12 GB, guys. What is this? This is the 12 GB. You guys can download this 12 GB ISO. So after this installation and install the software. How to install install the software on virtual machine. What is this, guys? Step one is first we can install the VSC++ 2019. Then step two is, so what is that? Oracle virtual machine. Then step three is CentOS 9 OS installation. Okay, this is the step. So downloading and installing for the install softwares on Windows machine. So we need to follow these softwares. You need to follow these steps, guys. You must retest your same configuration. Guys, it is asking restart. You guys can join again. Okay. Yep, guys.